What's up, you guys? I'm back. Today, I want to talk about not knowing what you want in life. I come across the question myself personally a lot of the times of I don't know what I want in my life. And I did some real soul searching today and really asked myself that. And there are some certain steps that I had to take to really figure out, and it was really eye opening to me that all these things that I thought I wanted was really just like this little fantasy world I was living in, and really needed to dial it down a little bit and get to solving the problems at hand. So I'm gonna start you off with a little quote right now that I found that really related to how I felt during the day and kind of how my mind process went through this. And the quote goes, "We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us." And this quote's by Joseph Campbell. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in our plans that we just can't let go of them. We think we have this plan. We read motivational stuff and we get real motivated and we want to go do something and we have this big grandiose plan, and you know at the end of the day we realize it's not something we really want to do. So I have three tips here that was the process that I went through to kind of figure out my life and what was going on, why I was following all these rules and all these success habits and all these things that exercising, meditation, all this stuff that was supposed to make you feel better, but at the end of the day, I'd feel good for a while, but then something still felt like it was missing. And yeah, I'll get into it. So the first one here is let go of everything. Clear your mind. I think it's very important to if things aren't going right, if you don't know what you want to do in life, I feel like you need to let go of everything. Just clear your mind completely and just let go and relax. And this might mean meditating. Just letting go. Period. And whatever steps you have to do to let go of everything, but you have to really clear your mind because you're gonna think there's a lot of things that you want to do, and when you don't know what you want to do in life, it's usually because you have so much information. You're looking for so many answers. You have so many questions, and you're gathering all this information, and you're like, oh, well, that sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. But nothing is coming from you. It's just like, oh, this person was talking about that. I'm going to go towards that. Then I looked at another video. This person's talking about that, so I'm going to go towards that. Then I read a book. It's talking about that. It's talking about how to be an entrepreneur, so I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to make up something so that I can feel like I'm following a dream. And you have to let go of all that. And you have to get back to a clear head. And you have to really analyze yourself and the reason why you're chasing these things. And number two is what do you want? If you don't know what you want in life, you have to figure that out, and from a clear perspective, a clear mental perspective of what it is that you want. And I suggest you start very small. A lot of people say, "Oh, I want this $1 million home. I want to be a millionaire." Well, if you're broke and you don't have, anything, why are you chasing to be a millionaire? It's completely fair to get a job. Start saving money. Well, by the end of this year, I want to save $10,000. You know, and I mean, break it down even smaller than that. What do I want to do in life? It might be get a job. It might be, you know, it would be like really think about what it is you want, because a lot of people think like, oh, financial, make more money, buy more things, but maybe what you're missing in life is just hanging out with a friend. Maybe what you're missing in life is just being around people that you love, being around your family. You know, your your goal doesn't have to be, start a successful business, have a six-figure income. Start thinking about what it is that you really want, and once you build this lifestyle, you can start doing other things. You you can that was one of the things that I realized about this YouTube channel. I was trying to think, how can I make a living from this? How can I make a living doing what I love doing? And you know what? Like, a lot of that is wishful thinking. I hate to say that and it sounds pessimistic, but it's not. Like, why should you hold off living your life until you make it successful? And then, when you're doing it to try to make a living and you don't express yourself freely, you kind of rush it and you do it in a matter where you're just trying to get the result and you're not trying to give value. And I think it's important that with any creative expression that you're able to express creatively and honestly and truly. So, you know, make it to where you still love what you're doing. Don't try to force a living. And that's what a lot of people do is they try to, I gotta make this work. I gotta make a living from this. Do it. Continue to do it. Do it for 10 years. Do it for 20 years. Whether you make it or not, find other ways to make a living. Make find ways to make living easier. Find ways to where you can still do what you want to do and still make a living. Find ways to make it work. And you got to figure out what it is that you want to do. You know, maybe your finances are good, maybe your relationships are good, but maybe your health isn't so good. Maybe that's a goal. Eat healthier. You want to eat healthier. You want to make healthier choices. You want to walk more. Maybe your health is good, but your finances aren't good. Just figure out, start looking at your life and start thinking about the things that you want in it. Don't think about how much money you want, because you want money for what? Why is it that you want money? You want money so you can buy boats and cars and impress people that don't really matter, that could care less if you're successful. Think about what it is that you want. Think about how you want to live your life. Like, for me, I realized that, what I wanted to do was, I want to do work that I enjoy, or that I at least feel some kind of fulfillment, and, provide an income for me, and not completely hate it. I want to buy a house, and that's not to say buy some expensive house, or, I just want my space, something to call my own. And, that's important to me because I'm a private person. I like my space. Um, I'm not a very talkative person. I talk on this, but in real life, I'm not completely talkative. And I want a place where I can invite friends and family over to I like cooking for people. I like making, good dinners, and I like having people around. I like having close friends and family. Like, I'm not talking about throwing parties or anything like that. Just having a few close friends and family together, talk, laugh, eat, and maybe play some games, talk about how life is, and just having a place to bring all of that together. And plan more events. I'm a real homebody, and one of my goals is to get out of that homebodiness, and nothing too extravagant. Maybe just on the weekends plan a night to go bowling and maybe invite a few friends and family, or miniature golfing or go to the movies, something like that. And it's not something I want to do all the time, but just something. And that was basically like, okay, like that sounds manageable. Now, what I want to do in life, I have a clear vision. That is what I want to do. And it's not so out there to where it's like, I want to make $1 million. Well, shit, how am I going to do that? It's not reaching that far. And that's where a lot of people go with it is they're like, I want to make $1 million. I want to be successful at selling t-shirts, but they've never designed a t-shirt. They've never been in business. They've never done any of these things, and they don't know where to start. They don't know where to go, and they become dependent on this idea, although they have no direction. And my mindset is, start small. What do you really want right now? What do you want right now? Not where do you see yourself 10 years from now being a billionaire and all these, fantasies. I don't think fantasies is the right way to go. But start planning what you want right now and how you can make that happen. How you can do that. Start figuring out how you can live a better life with things you're capable of. And I think that's how you figure out what you want to do in life. Stop trying to make things happen. I think that's the problem is a lot of people try to make things happen. Things that are out of your control. You can start a business, but it's not guaranteed success. And I think once you accomplish, the small things that you're trying to accomplish, you can then move to bigger things. Then you can start a business. But I think the key to having that idea or having that switch is the time and the place. So people, what they tend to do is say, I'm going to make this happen. There's no sign in the universe saying that this is what the universe needs right now. Um, I listened to Elon Musk, and what he said was interesting. He said everyone was so focused on the internet, and nobody was focused on improving the usability and efficiency of cars. So he's seen a need in the market and attacked that goal. And I feel like that's how it needs to be done is, don't say I want to start a t-shirt business and then start looking for a way to start a t-shirt business. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine, but instead maybe maybe you're an artist, you create a design and you say to yourself, I think if people seen this on a t-shirt, people would love it. I think that's how ideas should work. Not just let me think of a way to make money, let me think of a business to start. No, it's you create something and you go, I think there's a real need for this. I should get it on a t-shirt and start selling it. And then that way it becomes something you can really be passionate about, or maybe something happens, maybe one of your parents gets sick and you have to help them and you go, I'm really glad I was there to help my parent while they were sick. I'm sure other people, would love to have this same love and affection with their parents if they're not able to be there, and then you start a business that way. And I think it's really about what do you want right now. Stop thinking about how you're gonna get rich. Stop thinking about, think about things you can actually have in your life right now. Things that you actually want. And it's not to say, you know, don't think of being a millionaire. Don't think of starting a business, but get a spark of idea, get a spark of need for what you're putting out. If you like to do music, make music. And then as you're making music, you might have a brilliant idea. Oh, um, there's this style of music. A lot of people want this style of music. How come nobody's doing it? And you decide to do it. And then there goes your niche. Stop trying to force things. Stop trying to force things and just think of look for opportunities. You know, control what you can control and then look for opportunities and quit forcing to make something work. Quit forcing things to happen. Do what you can right now. And that's the moral of the story here is just do what you can. I'm gonna repeat this just in case you missed some of it, but number one was let go of everything, clear your mind. All these ideas that you have that are stressing you out, you're trying to make it work, let go of that. Clear your mind. And step two is what do you want? And start small, just think of things you can do right now. Think of, what made me happy is the things that I thought of, you know, getting a house, getting a place of my own to stay. That's simple. If I get a job and, you know, take that step, I can move out. I can get into a house. Once I get into a house, save money, plan little family get-togethers, barbecue for the family. It doesn't have to be expensive. Little music, barbecue. That's it. I can do that. Plan events, going out to the movies maybe once a month on the weekend, you know, and seeing this life unfold in front of my eyes and being able to actually visualize it, made me feel better. Like, okay, that seems like a good life. That seems like a fun life. And that seems like something I could do right now. And, these YouTube videos, I want to continue to make them and continue to get more space to where I can have, just a studio to create these in. So think small and, you know, don't rely on this. Like I don't want to rely on this. If I rely on this, it takes the fun out of it. I don't want to have to continuously think of videos to make to get people to watch me. I just want to make videos that I think will help people. And then step three, start planning to do that stuff. Start planning how you're going to make that happen. And if you start small and you become successful at achieving these small things, I think achieving bigger things will be more easy for you as long as it's not forced. You have an idea, you think it's something great, you act on it, it interests you, you don't mind spending time on it, go for it. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to read this quote one more time just to leave you guys with something inspirational. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. All right, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share.